Today on Tom Gresham's Gun Talk, live from Las Vegas. Hear from competitive shooters, world-class trainers, and more. Plus, 3 of today's callers will win either a SIG Sauer Romeo 5, a SIG P320 RX Compact, or a case of SIG FMJ pistol ammo. Call in now with your questions, comments, and range reports at 866-TALK-GUN. And now, here's Tom Gresham.
Can you believe it? We are live coast to coast talking about guns. Don't adjust your radio. This is really happening. You're listening to Gun Talk Radio, and no, I'm not Tom Gresham. I'm Ryan Gresham because we're filling in because Tom is a little under the weather today. But we've got Team Gun Talk out here, and we are live from the SIG Sauer Range Day. This is leading into SHOT Show 2018, where all the new, fun gun products are introduced, and lots of gun celebrity folks, and we've got a few of them here with us today, that's for sure. Thanks for joining us, and this is a live show, so phone lines are open. Call in. Right now, we're just kicking this off because we have 2 of the top shooters, I don't know, I think I'm going to go ahead and say the world. Lena Miculek, Max Michel, both from Team SIG Sauer. Thanks for being with us, guys.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Happy to be here, guys.
So kicking off 2018, SIG Sauer is doing a lot of fun stuff, and you guys have been setting the world on fire doing competitions. Lena, if people don't know somehow, tell people your background and what kind of stuff that you shoot.
So I'm probably most known for being a spawn of a Miculek. So that's, first thing on the list. But one of the things I'm most proud of is I have 7 world titles in 5 different shooting disciplines. So I kind of cover the bases of everything from shotgun to rifle to 3-gun to PCC. The only market I haven't really dived head-on into yet is pistol only. One day.
One day
we're going to make it there.
And Max Michel, you are the man with the plan as far as shooting very fast and accurate with pistols. Tell people, if they don't know who you are, some of your background.
Yeah, I got started really young, much like Lena. Both of us got started very young. We're both from Louisiana, so that we got that going for us a little bit. So I've just been shooting competitive shooting since as long as I can remember. Spent 10 years in the Army there, on their Army shooting team. And during that time, I was able to travel around, meet a lot of great folks, and really kind of hone in my skills as a pistol shooter by cross-training with other athletes. And I say athletes, other shooters, other disciplines. At the AMU there were several different disciplines, from long-range rifle to long-range pistol to, competitive shooting with shotguns, whatever it was there. And we were very dialed in as far as we called ourselves the home of the champions. And it wasn't just because we shot a lot, it was because we really thought about it and we wanted to be the very best at what we did. And we surrounded ourselves with really great people that could help us. And I took that to here at SIG Sauer 10 years later. I've been shooting for SIG for almost 10 years now. And just shoot competitive shooting, mostly speed shooting with a pistol. Much like Lena, she's kind of in head first with everything that she does, and she hasn't gotten to the pistol side of things yet. And I'm kind of head first into the pistol side of things, and I haven't done the other stuff yet because I tell you, it's like if you want to do one thing well, you can do that. But if you try to do many things well, it becomes very difficult.
It's tough, yeah.
It's tough. So I'd like to shoot things really quickly with a handgun. That's what I do.
Well, and it's interesting because both of you have been doing competitive shooting for so long. I thought it'd be interesting to let the audience, there's some of our audience, they shoot in competitions for fun, for hobby, whatever. But if someone's saying, how do you get involved in that? And how do you start out where this becomes a career or scholarships and all these other things? How did you get started when you guys started early on? And how did that develop into, whoa, this could really be a real thing for me?
I think for me, obviously, I was kind of born into it. But I honestly didn't like shooting. I don't know why. It was such a rare thing. But I was in over my head for so long, kind of around the shooting world. I would compete every now and then, and really didn't like it until I hit about 15 or 16. And I took a year off. And I was like, I'm not traveling to a match. I'm not looking at a gun. I'm done. And then I was like, oh, real life is kind of really boring. I don't want to do this. I want to shoot. So the main thing you have to do is if you want to do it professionally, it takes an astronomical amount of dedication that I think most people don't understand. Like, shooting is not just taking your hobby and making it something you do more often. Shooting is now everything you do. It is your hobby, your pastime. It's what you go to bed thinking about. It's what you wake up thinking about. It's everything.
Yeah, that's a good point because in our industry, we all work in what we call, the gun industry. And I've always said it's a different industry because the people who work in this industry this isn't just a job. They actually, what they talk about, what'd you do on your weekend? I went shooting. I went hunting. Oh, I'm building a rifle, or I'm been reloading. So it's not just a career where, I collect a salary or something, but, they really are passionate about it. And that's why I find this industry to be so different. Don't you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you have to be. Like for Max and I, you can't have other things. Like a question that I get asked a lot is like, what do you do besides shoot? And I'm like, shoot more? Like, there's not another thing that I do. Because if you want to be at the top of your game, you can't. But as far as people trying to get into the sport, my biggest suggestion is to go to a local range and watch. If you show up and you feel like you have an interest in anything, just let it be known, and everyone will run to you with guns and ammo and every information you'd want. Like, please just try.
It is a very welcoming community, don't you find, Max?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I got started really young, and I was fortunate to have my father with us to do all those things around the range. But meeting those people, it wasn't just my dad that I felt like I was with on the range. It was everybody that was there that took me under their wing and would show me how to do things and teach me the safety behind the firearms. And it really taught me at a young age, and it really matured me at a young age. I mean, I thought I grew up very, very quickly because I was surrounding myself with those type of people that were, you're responsible what comes out of the end of that muzzle, and just learning that at a young age, it really taught me a lot about life and not just shooting. So yeah, I mean, our community is just amazing. Now I have 2 young children who shoot, and it's really cool I'm just dad to them. I might be the world champ, but I'm just dad to them, and it's really cool for them to hang out with some of my buddies that are out there on the range, and they ask them for advice. And
they ask your buddies for advice, but you're just dad.
I'm just dad. That's what's funny. It's what's so cool about it. But everybody's so welcoming to them, and it's not just because they're my kids. It's because everybody loves seeing new shooters, younger shooters on the range, and we want to grow the sport. We want to grow and make this thing bigger and better. And yeah, I mean, it's exciting. I love doing what I do. Like Lena said, it's an everyday thing. It's a lifestyle. Just as pro shooters, we really don't have anything else. I mean, yeah, we might root for our favorite sports teams. We might coach our kids in football games and baseball games and things like that. But you have shooting, you have family, and that's about all you have. There's other hobbies. There's just no time for it. Everything that I do every day, every decision I make is going to be a result on the range at some point. So whether it's finding time to go to the gym, finding time to go to the range, prepare the equipment, there's a lot of things that need to take place to be successful, and it's not just by you. It's a lot of people you surround yourself with as well.
Well, and you said something there when you said it really helped you grow up fast and gave you responsibility. And we've heard that before. Generally, we find that when they bring youngsters in and give them responsibility, because it is. I mean, we'd say, hey, look, we're going to teach you the safety, and we expect a lot from you. And generally, I find that youth shooters rise to the occasion. You know, we've heard from parents who will call the show and they say, I don't know if they can handle this, or my even like a single mom, I don't know anything about this, but he wants to go shooting, and then we get a call from her 6 months later says his grades have improved and his attitude has improved because he was given responsibility.
Yeah.
So that's been. Have you guys seen that as well? I mean, have you seen that from young shooters?
I can speak to it for myself because I have 3 kids. They're all different, obviously. Everybody's kids are different, right? But my youngest boy, he's 10 years old. He's got so much play in him. He's the kid that runs on the berms and he's running all over the range. You're like, dude, come here. You got to stay with me.
Right.
Daddy's trying to work, trying to shoot. You got to stay by me. But once I put the gun in his hand and he had that responsibility, he's like a different kid on the range now, completely different. And it just giving him that responsibility has really helped him, much like it helped me, because I see a lot of myself in him when I was younger. But yeah, so I think it definitely creates that sense of responsibility and need to do the right thing.
So it looks like we have a caller, Craig, on line 4 from Lawrence, Kansas. Let's go to Craig. Are you there?
Yes, sir. How are you today?
Craig, how you doing, man?
I'm real good, Ryan. Sorry to hear your dad's under the weather. Hope he's feeling better soon.
Yeah, he's doctoring up and should be out here in Las Vegas for SHOT Show pretty soon. But saw you called in. So, what do you like to shoot?
I actually like to mostly target shooting and hunting. My carry pistol is a Ruger SR40, which I've recently acquired, which I love very much. So,
okay,
it's a little older model, but it fits my hand perfectly, and so I enjoy it.
Do you carry that pretty often?
Every day. From
Every
the time
day.
I get out of the shower until the time I go to bed. It does not leave my side.
One of the things that we have going on right now is carry pistols with red dot sights on it. Craig, have you ever had experience much with that?
Yeah, I don't. I've had some pistols with them on in the past. The one drawback to this particular pistol is that I've not been able to find any that has the lasers in the grip. This would be a rail attachment, and I don't love that a lot, and it makes the holster a little bit bulkier. But I'm certainly not opposed to it. And I've actually looked at some different types of carry pistols so that I could have the laser grip, which I much prefer.
Right, and Max and Lena, you guys actually shoot with pistols with red dot sights on them, so optics that are mounted on top of the gun, and you're seeing that in carry pistols now. I mean, what does that do for somebody if they're not familiar with it?
I've been shooting red dots for a very long time, so I think one of the things that I've noticed, not only in my own shooting but in other people's shooting, you have a good shooter out there who could be struggling from time to time. It's just going to make him better, and it could make a newer shooter easier. So it's making a newer shooter kind of access that a little bit easier, because if you're trying to line up the sights on a target, think about it, as we get older, we lose our vision. So the red dot optic allows us to look at the target, superimpose that dot on the target, and as long as it's zeroed, you're going to hit where you're aiming.
Yeah, and so, Craig, and talking about lasers, we just saw a new one today. The P365 has a laser on it now from SIG. That's pretty cool. We got to go to break. Thanks for the call, Craig. We're going to be back with more from Lena and Max in just a little bit, live from the 6 Sauer event at SHOT Show.
If you love to shoot sporting clays, Mossberg has just the gun for you. The new Pro Series Sporting is a full-featured target gun that fits well and points naturally right out of the box. Designed in conjunction with Gil and Vicky Ash of OSP Shooting Schools, the Mossberg 930 was developed to work with you to make clay shooting easier, more consistent, and more enjoyable. This fall, head out to the range and break more clays with the new Mossberg 930 Sporting. Learn more at mossberg.com.
Laser sights enhance shooting fundamentals, sight alignment, and trigger control. Training with laser sights increases muzzle awareness, improves and corrects sight alignment at sight picture, and aids in acquiring and maintaining sight picture in low light conditions. Call 800-442-2406 or visit crimsontrace.com for a free copy of our laser training video, The Laser's Edge, and learn why Crimson Trace is making laser sights standard equipment.
Since 1937, Ducks Unlimited has led the charge on wetlands and waterfowl conservation. Wetlands reduce the effects of flooding and recharge our drinking water, but perhaps most importantly, they allow us to experience what makes the outdoors so great. Band together to rescue our wetlands.
When someone leaves you their gun collection, you may want a few, but what do you do with the rest? How do you sell them? Who do you call? Well, I call Johnny Dury at Dury's Guns. Whether you're selling one gun or 500, they'll tell you what it's worth and write you a check. Simple, quick, easy, fair. I trust Dury's Guns. Give them a call. DurysGuns.com.
Back with more Gun Talk Radio. We are live from the 6 Sauer Range event leading up to SHOT Show 2018. And we have two world champions with us. We have Lena Miculek and Max Michel. Guys, the last caller was talking about lasers, and then we were talking about red dot sights. That's been a real change in the last, 5 to 10 years in what you're seeing on pistols. I mean, what are you guys seeing, and is that something that can help a regular shooter?
Yeah, I think that's something that, I think the first red dot optic went on to a pistol in a competition back in like 90 or 89, somewhere in that time frame, and it won the world championship.
Yeah.
And it caught everybody's attention.
All of a sudden they go, wait a minute,
yeah,
this is a thing.
He was the only guy with it on his gun at the time, and it was like, whoa, what's up with this? And then you would have those diehard fans who would never want to get away from the irons, and they would start shooting these newer pistols with the compensators and the ports drilled in the barrel, things like that, but still keep them with the iron sights. But over the time, we found that it's just easier to acquire the dot rather than the sights. You can simply look at a target, lay that dot on the target, and shoot it at a high rate of speed, and it focuses on infinity. So you're never trying to change your focus. If you're somebody out there with aging eyes and you're kind of having trouble and the sight is getting a little blurry, well, now the dot is your best friend, and it just makes a good shooter better. It allows you to be able to pinpoint accuracy, aim at things that you maybe weren't able to aim at in the past, or have that ability to do so. But I tell you what, it's different for everyone. When you first get started on it, yes, it is faster, it is better, but it doesn't aim for you. It doesn't put the bullets where you want to go. You still have to activate the trigger properly.
You got to practice.
You got to do it. You really do, and it's hard when you get started with it. Initially, with that dot, it's different. You see a lot more movement in the dot than you do on the front sight. It's just a fact. It's a much smaller object. It's going crazy.
You have to get comfortable with that.
You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable with the dot. Absolutely.
Guys, we've had a caller, Scott from Enid, Oklahoma, on line 1, calling about his daughter. Scott, you're getting your daughter into hunting?
Yes, sir.
So tell me about this. It sounds like she has the affliction of left eye dominant but right-handed. Is that right?
That's absolutely true, yes. I've tried to get her into try to force her into the right hand world, and that was a mistake. Trying to watch her get her left eye over on everything. She looks like a contortionist trying to figure this stuff out. So didn't work out very good. I'd like to know what you guys have for tips. I'm thinking either left hand bolt action or lever action, or do you have anything else? Any other ideas?
Okay, well, we got Lena here, and Lena and I were talking about this at the break because all your calls coming in. Lena, you have some experience with this, right?
Yes. So I'm technically right-eye dominant, but because there's different degrees of eye dominance, my left eye is almost the same. So I have to shoot as if I have to close an eye because I can't move the optic under my left eye because then my right eye sees it, and I can't move it under my right eye because then my left eye sees it.
Yeah.
And I teach a lot of people. Fun fact, about 60% of women are cross-eye dominant compared to only about 10 to 15% of men are.
Wow.
So I don't know why. We just have to be special like that. But as far as when it comes to long guns, pistol is a pretty easy, thing. For me, I can't do anything but close my eye. Mm-hmm. But if you are a strong left-eye dominant person, just move the gun underneath your left eye. Super easy fix.
Shoot for
right-handed,
pistols.
super easy. But when it comes to long guns, the best thing that I think is there an optic on the rifle that she's trying to hunt with?
No, but of course I could go that route.
Optics really help drastically because when you come to long guns or anything like that, when you have an optic, you can kind of adjust it more so for your right eye, especially like I wear glasses, so there's a different correction in each lens. So if you can adjust it really more so for the right eye, it takes over more. If she can't close her left eye, put tape over her glasses if she wears it. Clear Scotch tape or chapstick, literally just smudge out
on your glasses.
Yeah, on your glasses, and you can do a really small spot just where you're looking.
Yeah.
So you still have your peripheral vision. So if you're walking around, you can still see. But whenever you go to look at your sight, there'll be a big blurry spot over your left eye.
It won't let your eye see that.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll say, Scott, I actually grew up left eye dominant, but I'm right-handed. But I just started, when I started shooting long guns, my dad just had me shoot left-handed on long guns, and I never knew any difference. So it didn't feel weird to me or strange to me, and I got used to that very quickly. So that may be something you want to try.
Yeah, I did try that, and she's very. It seems very natural when she shoots left-handed. So I was wondering if none of these other tactics work, if we have to go with a shooting left hand, what would be better? Maybe a left-handed bolt action or a lever action or anything else?
Either way. I mean, I think either way. But certainly if she's going to go ahead and commit to shooting from the left side, left shoulder on long guns, get her left-handed bolt gun if she wants to shoot a bolt gun. Lever actions are fairly ambidextrous. So, those are both good options for you, yeah.
Well, great. I appreciate your help, everybody, and thank you very much. And I'll try one more time to get her into the right-hand world, but I don't know if it's going to work.
Yeah, you may be maybe a losing battle for you, Scott. You just got to say, hey, she's going to have her lefty guns, and you'll have your right-handed guns. Thanks for the call. All right, so we're trying to figure this out. We have Brian on line 3, and Brian had something come up that sounded similar to something I had come up recently. Brian, tell me about this TSA incident.
Yeah, I was just flying from Nashville. I've actually flown with a gun for about 20 years. And this particular time, they had me, when I was checking in my bag, she's like, all right, we just take it from here. And I says, no, where's the TSA drop in case they need to check it? No, we just take it from here, she said. I says, okay. You sure? And every now and then the gate agent may take the bag, but then they just have me wait for a moment, and then they wave me on. And this time she was like, no, we just take it.
The bag was locked or it wasn't locked?
It was this particular instance was locked. I had 2 instances, though. Once they took it with it unlocked, and I had to make a big stink about getting my bag back. But this time, then they took it, and then they called me. Once I was through security, they called me, and they said, we need your key to open your bag. And I said, no, the regs say I'm the only one with the key. You're not
supposed to give them your key.
Right.
Yeah,
I said, no, I'm the only one with the key. You can't open it now outside my presence. And they're like, you either give us a key or you're stuck in the airport.
So, Brian, we obviously fly with guns all the time. Max and Lena, you guys fly with guns all the time. And the problem is, it seems like every airport and every TSA has a different set of rules that they follow locally, even though there's supposed to be one set of rules. Do you have any quick tips as far as traveling with guns and what to do?
Go there and try and be as happy as possible, because your day will probably get worse when you go there.
Get there early and
early.
And don't give them the key and let them walk away. That's actually not against the rules.
I get there early and I make sure that I know what I'm talking about, but I let them feel like they're doing the work, and I'm just kind of help facilitate what needs to happen, but let them feel like they're doing the job.
And remember that you're representing the gun industry, so be nice.
Yeah, be nice.
Don't turn into a jerk.
We'll be back with more gun talk. Thanks, Max and Lena.
Sign up for our Gun Talk newsletter and join the Truth Squad at www.guntalk.com. Now, back to Gun Talk with Washington Times opinion page regular contributor Tom Gresham.
Well, you don't have Tom Gresham, but you got Ryan Gresham. Tom is a little under the weather today, so I'm filling in. This is Gun Talk Radio. We are live from the Sig Sauer Range event out here in Las Vegas, Nevada, leading up to SHOT Show 2018. And so we're taking your calls. If you have questions, if you have comments or thoughts or opinions or whatever, chime in. We're also going to be giving away some stuff today. Giving away some SIG ammo. We're giving away a SIG optic. We're giving away a SIG pistol. And one lucky winner is going to win an all-expenses-paid trip to the Sig Sauer Academy. 2 days of training, case of ammo. You're going to become a certified bad mamma jamma. So, Gun Talk Radio, we have a couple special guests with us. Kyle Lamb, Jimmy Myers, Sig Sauer Academy. Thanks for being here, guys.
Nice to be here. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you. Nice to be here.
We're always talking about the need for training on Gun Talk Radio, and it's fun to talk about the gear, but really, without training and learning how to do this stuff, it's just a hammer, right?
Yeah, I would say you're absolutely right there, and it's interesting. In the backgrounds that both of us have, I was in the military. Jimmy was law enforcement for many years, and those are the tools of the trade for us. Well, we've got civilians out there that if they're going to carry a gun, it's the tool of their trade as well. If you're going to say, I've got a gun, I'm going to carry it for hunting or sport shooting or home defense or whatever, man, that's the tool of the trade. You got to get some training with it, and it should be from people that actually know what they're doing.
Right, exactly. We have a caller that's calling in, James, on line 2 from Evans, Georgia. James, you have a question about the P320.
Yes, actually, I have a question about both of them. My EDC is a P238, and I was interested in the Sig Sauer P320 RX Compact. Specifically, my wife doesn't like going to the range. More specifically, she doesn't like the report. And my question is, do these, and also because people are pushing for silencers, easier access to silencers. And I was wondering, does the P238 and P320 come in a threaded barrel? And how would I go about getting one of those if you do have it?
Well, yeah, I mean, the P320, you can buy that in a threaded barrel, right, Jimmy?
Yeah, I believe you can. I'm not sure the exact model that it comes in. If they were to go to our website, you can see all the different models we've offered. But I have actually seen the threaded barrel on some of the guns.
Yeah, so, I mean, we know that the P320 does come in a threaded barrel. And, James, obviously, that would be perfect because you can screw a silencer on. 6 hours making silencers that are thread on, just screw the sucker on, and you don't have to worry about the noise. But, also, if she doesn't like that report, it may be just a matter of doing more hearing protection, doing plugs and muffs. It's going to make it much more comfortable because you're right. A lot of times it's really the noise that can be a turnoff for a newer shooter. And it's really not the recoil. Sometimes they feel like it's recoil, but really it's the noise. Don't you think, Jimmy?
Yeah, it's a little bit of everything. A lot of times we'll write it off as just one or the other, but it's actually a sympathetic reflex that's going on. You think about it, you're doing exactly what your body is trained to do. There's this flash of light in front of your face. There's this loud report. And if you think about it, if we're talking about semi-auto firearms, the slide is coming back towards your face. I think getting in with a good instructor, sitting down and them actually taking a look at the shooter to see how they're reacting to what's going on can help you pick up on some different things that you can do to kind of minimize those effects. The other thing is trying different weapons when you're out there, different platforms, easing into it, understanding if the gun actually fits the shooter, and a lot of little different things you can do with a good trainer out on the range.
So, James, you said you have a SIG now that you carry?
P238.
Okay, the P238. Well, one of the things we're doing today on the show is we're giving away some SIG stuff. One of the guns we're going to give away is a P320 RX. And the RX is basically having a red dot already on the gun. It's RX Compact. How would you like one of those?
I'd love it. I'm like 53 and my eyes are they're getting bad. I have to wear glasses, so how do I go about winning it? Did I win?
Guess what? Yes, you won it. You won it. We're just randomly picking some good callers. You sound like the perfect candidate for this. We're seeing more and more on these compact guns with red dots on it. Kyle, I mean, you're hearing from James. Sounds like the type of guy who says, "My eyes are starting to go. I'm 53." I mean, what are you seeing? Red dots on pistols?
Well, it's easier to train folks right out of the gate if they have a red dot on a pistol. And, for me, I still feel personally like I'm a little quicker up close with iron sights. However, when you get past that 15-yard mark and you want to be more accurate, we shoot these pistols out to 100 yards, and I know that may sound goofy. I've shot mine beyond that. I'm sure Jimmy has as well. But at 100 yards, you can reliably hit if you got that red dot. So it's a great tool to have if you're going to be out there hunting, whatever it might be. I like it for carry as well. But to be honest with you, my carry gun, I don't carry a red dot because at this point I still feel faster with my iron sights.
Right.
But it's kind of the wave of the future, I would say. We're seeing law enforcement guys doing it, looking at the military where they've got the ability to put a red dot on their pistols. There's a lot of options out there, and I mean, it still requires training, though,
Absolutely. You got to practice with it. All right, James, you're the winner of the P320 RX Compact. How about that, man?
Woo!
There you go. Stay on. Awesome. We'll get your information. And thanks for listening to Gun Talk Radio. All right. We're going to be back with more Gun Talk Radio in just a bit, talking training, talking 6 Hour Academy. We'll be right back.
Now you can own a brand new revolver with roots in the 1800s. The astounding North American Arms Ranger 2.
a break-action 5-shot 22 Magnum Mini Revolver. Inspired by the Schofield Smith & Wesson of the 1870s, this 7-ounce Magnum Revolver is fun to shoot and easy to carry every day. Historic style, high-tech, pocket precision. Check out the new Top Break Ranger 2 at NorthAmericanArms.com. NorthAmericanArms.com.
For 36 years, the U.S. Sportsmen Alliance has been fighting to protect hunting, fishing, and trapping for sportsmen from coast to coast. Today, we are under constant attack from extremist animal rights groups who want to end your ability to hunt in the U.S. Join us to protect our sporting heritage and our way of life outdoors. To join or for more information on how you can help, go to ussportsman.org. That's ussportsman.org.
If you're like me, you don't have money to burn, but you still want to buy guns, ammo, and accessories. That's why we created Gun Dealio. That's a free, yes, a free smartphone app. Just download it and start getting the deals. Could be discounts, offers of free magazines for your gun, or you could be the first to hear about new stuff from gun makers. Here's how it works. With Gun Dealio on your phone, you get alerts when you enter a gun store. Special deals, you know. You don't have to do a thing. It'll do a lot of other cool things, like let you watch gun videos and listen to Gun Talk podcast. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Getting more while spending less. Smart, huh? Gun Dealio. Made in America. Gluten-free. At the App Store and Google Play or GunDealio.com.
It's the next generation target pistol, the SW22 Victory from Smith & Wesson. Stainless steel frame, interchangeable match barrel, thumb safety, fiber optic sights, and a Picatinny rail. The SW22 Victory is ready for anything, targets or small game. Also available with a threaded barrel or cryptic camo finish. And it's backed by the Smith & Wesson Lifetime Service Policy. Learn more about the SW22 Victory at smith-wesson.com.
And we're back with more Gun Talk Radio, live from the 6 Hour event. We're out here in Las Vegas, guys, getting ready for SHOT Show, right?
Oh, yeah.
Lots of new gear, lots of new stuff. I mean, what do you think what's your guess? 2018, what are the trends that we're going to see in general for the gun world? What seems to be the hot thing right now?
P365. It's going to take over the planet.
It seems
it
that
really
way.
is. That's the thing that you can either carry two of the competitors' pistols to get the same capacity as what the P365 has. I mean, it's awesome.
It's pretty impressive, and so what we're talking about is 6 Hour brought out, I guess it was last week, is right before SHOT Show they actually announced it, their new P365, and this is a micro compact gun, but it holds a lot of ammo. It's a 9mm. Jimmy, have you shot this gun?
Yeah, I actually did. I had the opportunity to shoot it, I would say, towards the end of its development and even out here on the range today. And what I love about the 365, coming from a law enforcement background, constant struggle of carrying enough gun, but having a gun that you can conceal on you no matter what the environment is that you're in. And I think that really finds a nice balance between having a lot of different guns in your regimen to carry and just coming up with one that's going to fill most of the bill for you.
Well, as everybody knows who gets into concealed carry, it's always kind of a compromise. I want to have enough gun. I want to have enough ammo capacity. But I also don't, it has to be comfortable to carry all day. And that's the idea. This P365 is a 365 days a year gun. And I think depending on the magazine, you've got 10 plus 1 or 12 plus 1.
Right.
And when I say 12 plus 1, the listener right now, you're thinking of a certain size gun. It's smaller than that.
Lucky number 13. I mean, this gun is small enough you can carry it in an ankle rig. I carry an ankle rig
crazy.
A lot just because I'm doing presentations and things like that, but I still want to be armed. And it's perfect for that. I mean, it is a sweet, sweet pistol. And it's very similar to the 320, so that's what's cool about it, too. I mean, it's a modular setup,
Yeah. So you guys, Sig Sauer Academy trains a ton of people. It's actually surprising how. But wanted to talk a little bit about, we always want to talk about training. What should people look for when they're wanting to go take a class? What should they expect?
Well, can I give you kind of the outsider's perspective?
Yes.
So I run a company, Viking Tactics. I've been all around the world training people. Guess what? I show up and I meet these guys from SIG Academy, and I'm like, wait a minute. These guys are shooting instructors from an academy that actually works with a firearms business. And they're not loudmouth guys. They're not braggarts. They're not any of that. The first couple guys I met were, one guy was former military, Steve Gilchrist. The other guy, Scott Reedy, former police officers as well as former military. Very, very humble dudes, but very professional. So then I go over and start meeting these cats at SIG Academy, and I realize that it's not just those two guys. It's everybody there. They're not saying our way or the highway. Right. They're saying what works best right now. We're going to try to teach you that technique, and then eventually if another technique comes along that's better, or a better firearm or whatever it might be, a better training apparatus, a better way to shoot with a flashlight. We talked about Jimmy with his flashlight technique. Yeah. Man, they're adapting that into their courses. So that's what I really liked about it. So that being said, I'm looking for people that are the professionals. Mm-hmm. They're definitely the professionals at SIG Academy. And I'm not a full-blooded SIG Academy instructor. I'm the guy that gets to come in and do a few classes a year. These guys are there all the time, and they're putting out super professional training, whether it's law enforcement, military, or, to me, the most important person, that armed civilian out there, that citizen of our country. They're taking care of that person, and they're doing it right without being overbearing. They're giving them stuff that actually works.
So it's something that you don't have to be a super-duper shooter. You guys are training all types of different people, right?
It's coming from all walks. We serve the commercial side of the house, the civilian side, law enforcement, and military. And I just want to go back a little bit where you were talking about the instructors and what you look for. What I really love about the Sig Sauer Academy, and really what brought me up there, I was still on the job. I was still working in law enforcement in New Jersey when I first went up to the Sig Sauer Academy. And it was just a group of quiet professionals. And everything that we do up there is objective-based. Really good about giving you the hows and whys behind the techniques, not just telling you must go do this, right. Giving you hows and whys and what it's doing for you and how to get better at it. And not only do we constantly bounce things off ourselves, but we're constantly going out to people like Kyle and all the other what I would call celebrity instructors out there in the world, and we're constantly taking courses from them and trying to get better at our technique.
So you guys are doing your own continuing ed to see what are the best techniques right now.
100%. And it's always going on, because at the end of the day, it comes down to trying to be faster and more accurate, regardless if it's self-defense or if it's trying to run faster in gun games. And we have everybody come through the academy. One of my favorite classes to teach up there is a 101 class, where people were coming in a lot of times, never handled a handgun. Significant other has brought them there to the academy, and they're looking to be introduced to the world of handguns for the first time. And you're starting them from the very beginning, may have never even handled a handgun, talking about safety with it, sure. How to actually hold it, how to manipulate the trigger, and they end the course with actually firing some live fire rounds at the end of the day. And we have everything else in between, subgun training, sniper training, shotguns, one-stop shopping for anything you'd want to do.
So you could start from the very basic and then go, let me try a rifle thing or a shotgun thing and go from there.
Yes, sir. If you go online to Sig Sauer Academy website, they have all of our courses listed. They have prerequisites on there that you have a chance to take a look at and see if your skill sets match with that prerequisite. And if you have any doubts in your mind, you can always contact the academy directly, and they'll let you know after talking with you if your skills fit for that class and work something out with you.
So we're always talking about the importance of training. It's not enough to just buy a gun and buy some ammo, but you really have to get training in it and know how to use it. You're going to feel more comfortable and more confident. We'll be right back with more Gun Talk Radio in just a minute. Back with more Gun Talk Radio. We are live from the 6 Hour Range event. This is actually what they do, is they put on a private media event to introduce new products, and this is the kickoff because SHOT Show is the big industry trade show for the gun industry, and that actually starts officially on Tuesday, but as all these big conventions tend to be, they keep adding days to it. One of the things we wanted to just kind of mention here is we got a bunch of stuff coming up because SHOT Show's happening this week. I've got Kevin Jarnigan, KJ, on Team Gun Talk with me right here. Say hello.
How's it going, everybody? It's good to be here. It's an exciting time for us as gun owners. Great time of the year. SHOT Show, a lot of good stuff coming out.
So this week, Gun Talk Media, we're going to be broadcasting live from SHOT Show throughout the week. So Tuesday through Friday. And primarily the way you're going to catch this stuff is through the Gun Talk Facebook page or Gun Talk YouTube. So subscribe to YouTube, and if they say, as they say, ring the bell so it notifies you when we go live. And you'll hear from ammo companies and gun companies and, gosh, all kinds
everyone.
of stuff.
I mean, if they're launching something new, we're going to have them on. We're going to look at some of the new stuff, some of the new innovation out there.
You know, the guys were just talking about the Sig Sauer P365, and we actually just loaded, I don't know if the video is live yet, but we just shot a video of there's a new laser that Sig Sauer is putting out for the P365. And this is a small gun, and the laser is very trim, and it's instinctive activation. So we're actually, you know, what like you've gotten used to with Crimson Trace having, now some other companies are able to do that. And if you go to our YouTube channel, you'll be the first ones to see it. I mean, seriously, the first ones to see it. Because there's one of them, and it's at the range here, and we were the first media to shoot it and load it to YouTube. So go check out the Gun Talk YouTube page and the Gun Talk Facebook page and tune in for video stuff coming out. We've got a caller, line 4, Ryan in Massachusetts. Ryan, you got a range report for us?
Yes, sir, I do. Well, more of a crazy, horrible gun luck. So a little background about me. I'm active duty, and I got stationed in Massachusetts. And I had to wait very patiently to be able to, you know, take my gun out and go to the range or whatever, waiting for the license to come back. So the day it comes back, I'm super excited, and I find the closest range to me, closest public range. And it's part of a gun shop. And the first, whenever I go into a gun shop, I always go to the used gun section first, just because you could always find gems there. And I found this Smith & Wesson Bodyguard, one of the Generation 1s with a laser. And it was a phenomenal price. I talked the owner down a little bit, and I bought it. Could not have been happier. I took it home. I did a deep cleaning and inspection on it, making sure there was nothing hidden in it. Like there was no rust or anything, something that might be unsafe. It was fine. Maybe 500 rounds looked like it went through this thing. Next week, I go out to the range. I load it up. I fire off the first round. Malfunction. There's a little battery door on the inside of them that is held down by a set screw, and that set screw stripped out, popping the door up into the action.
So, Ryan, what happened? I mean, how'd this get resolved?
Well, they sent it back. They told me that they were doing a upgrade with Crimson Trace.
Okay.
A couple weeks later, I call them up, see if they had any status. Turns out they weren't doing the upgrade anymore. So the gun shop's like, we want to make this right. So we will buy back your old one from you, order you a new one.
Wow. You know, Ryan, it's a great point, and thanks for the call. You know, gun companies are really good about taking care of the customers. We found that to be pretty much across the board. They're great about taking care of it. We're going to be back with more Gun Talk. We'll be talking optics with Sig, so get ready your optics questions. Be back in just a few.